thank you everybody for joining us today. We're finally meeting the faces behind Filamu Mitaani, and it is not much, but many people have requested to know who is actually behind Filamu Mitaani. There are several productions that have been done, several acting films have been produced. I saw one, I think you're the lead role in Last Human. Not too much I've seen. I don't know if Obsession was actually released yet, but it was also in the production stage. So the audience will actually ask who is the face behind Filamu Mitaani? Who is Patricia? Who is Emoji? Who is David? Who is the Ken? Who is Ryan? Who is Jake? So if we start with you, who is Patricia?
So my name is Patricia Kerubo. Let me say incoming fourth year. I'm in the School of Information Sciences, studying mass communication and journalism. Yeah, passionate about art. Yeah.
So in the aspect of filmmaking, who is Kerubo, an actor or a producer?
Okay. Before I came into Filamu, most of the time I was behind the scenes. But then when I joined Filamu, I tried to do. Ryan wrote a script for me, and I tried acting, and that The Last Human was my first film to feature in as an actress. Yeah, so right now I do some stuff behind the scenes, wardrobe, sometimes directing, and an actress. Yeah.
Who is Emoji?
Okay, let me go the audition way.
Okay.
So I'm assuming you're my camera. So hi. My name is Baron Owino. Okay. That's my real name. I also go by stage name Emoji. I am 22 years old.
Wow.
Look at me like that. Okay, so I'm an actor. I'm a comedian, commercial model, and a film enthusiast. I love film. So, who's Emoji in Filamu Mitaani?
Come on, Kenya.
Oh. So in Filamu Mitaani, I'd say the biggest role I play, I'm a casting director.
Okay.
Yeah. The faces you see there. Yeah. And I also direct Obsession or Obscene. I directed Obscene. It's yet to be released. And I've directed Web 3. I think it's on YouTube somewhere. Slow?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just love film. Just love being behind the camera. I'm also an actor. I will mention that. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. What about you, David?
So, David, this is a young man doing mass communication, and in terms of now, passionate now film. I do photography. And then at Filamu, I've been taking the role of continuity, giving continuity for all the films. I think all the films I've done, and the one I've done stand continuity. Yes, that's basically it.
Okay, let me skip you first. I'm saving you for the last. Ryan, who is Ryan?
Ryan, I have two names, Ryan Okelo. I'm a student in the university, same as all of us. And then I am a filmmaker, so most of the time on set I'm the cameraman, DOP, and I've done directing I think once. I've done directing once, and editing here. Editing I've done it twice. I'm working on my second edit. That's Ryan.
Patricia mentioned you wrote a script. Are you also a scriptwriter?
Well, yes, I'm a scriptwriter. I've written two. There's The Last Human and Logged In.
And?
Logged In.
What about you?
Patrick GK. My stage name is still the same, Patrick GK. I'm an incoming fourth year. I pursue media in the School of Arts and Social Sciences. I'm a film enthusiast, and in Filamu Mitaani, I'm mostly an actor. That's my role. And although sometimes I also take part in some technical beats, but generally I'm an actor.
Okay. That's Lucio. What about you? Who is Director Ken in the production?
Okay, my name is David Kenneth, full name Obote. Nickname, some call me Director Ken, others call me Generali. Basically, I just carry the vision of the entire production of the film. Where do you want to take it as a producer? The financial side, collaboration with the partners and everything else. So basically, ensuring that the production house continues for not even after a particular film, but what next? Because when we want to do a film, Emoji will tell me, okay, we need actors, so we have to draft a budget. Ryan basically works on in terms of reaching out to everyone in this particular team. So mostly he serves as the managing director, reaching out to everyone when it comes to communication aspect of anything that we have. So that's what basically I do. And when you serve as executive producer, you look at what is the film going to impact other people. So when every idea comes on board, I'll have to sit down and say, okay, this is an idea worth shooting, this is an idea worth doing this. So in terms of the innovation aspect of the entire production house, that's what I do.
Each of you is a character in their own way, right?
Yeah.
What actually inspired all of you to pursue this art of storytelling? Let's start with
So, being a journalist, there is power in the voice, and there is power in storytelling as well. So, being able to be in a group that can tell stories and impact lives out there, and keeping in mind that the society we are living in, or the generation that we are living in, most of the people are now in the smart world. And most of the things that we are doing right now, a lot of people read books, we can say that, but they read books online. A lot of people watch things online, and the only way that we can reach them out there is, you remember how just a few years ago people used to go to theaters to watch drama and films in theater and all that, and now that we are capable to acquire all this equipment and shoot something together as a group and come up with something really great that can impact people's lives is what I want to live for. Because I ask myself often, like, what else am I supposed to do here? Is it just that I was brought here to just eat, look good, and maybe get money and just die? Just reaching out to people through stories is what I want to live for, because it really changes a lot of. You could hear people watch a lot of movies, watch films, and say that their lives never remain the same. So the power that storytellers have, or artists as a whole, is so much, and it can turn everything upside down. Yeah.
What about you, man? What was
Okay, I'd answer the question in 3 points. Number one, I talk a lot, by the way. If you haven't noticed, I'm telling you now. So if I don't talk that story out, I don't want to see it on screen. So I don't want to shoot it. Number two, one of my hobbies is watching movies. So I don't like just watching. I also want to watch mine. I don't want to watch others. You see? I want to watch mine too. Number three, I am an entertainer. So I think being an entertainer is like the whole thing. I want people to get entertained. So that's why I shoot movies. That's why I do my content.
So you want to be involved in one?
Yeah.
And what about you?
Okay. One thing that inspired me, when I used to be a kid, I used to watch a film and then like a movie. And then I used to ask myself, these things looks like it's a reality, and how are they achieving it? So it gave me now that zeal and that momentum to actually know what's happening behind the scenes, because when it's aired, you only see now the film itself now. Yes. So what inspired me is I wanted to, who are the people carrying out this film that you're watching, and what are they taking into considerations, and what efforts are they putting in to ensure that they're successful. So that spirit really motivated me and made me to have that passion in the film industry. Yes, that's it. That's it.
Director, let's see.
Yeah. Wow. Question.
What inspired you to join this art of storytelling?
Wow. What inspired me is like there are a lot of untold stories that we have in our society, and each and every time we get to see the stories there's an aspect that is missing. So if that aspect is missing, so why not come up with a new way of telling that story? And if you look at our vision, real stories, so you find most of the time we want to tell a story that you relate to. A story at the end of the day you say, wow, hey, that's me. Yeah? A story that will leave you begging a lot of questions. Either will drive you to change, will drive you to, I'd say, a story that will steer a conversation inside you. Yeah, there's something going on. And our mission is films for change, basically. Yeah, so that's what has drove me this far.
I'd say what drove me into filmmaking is the creativity and fun behind making films. Because actually, when it comes to filmmaking, we do a lot of creative stuff that the audience cannot see when they're watching the film. They only see the results. So that is why I like taking part in. Most of the time I'm always behind the scenes. That is what inspires us to the fun in making videos.
So what about you?
For me, I remember when I was a kid, I used to love movies. Nilikuwa napenda movies sana, such that spend the whole day watching movies. I didn't understand why that was happening, but as I was growing, I still love movies up to this moment. As I was growing, I came to see that film play a very critical role for society. Like, we can change our society through film. Kuna wase wanatumia drugs huku nje, hatuwezi wafikia. But if we decide to use film to communicate, tunaweza wafikia na tunaweza impact society in one way or another. I wanted to be that good guy. Like, senyi wote mnakumbuka movie ya Guardian Angel? Akisave kale katoi. Manze mimi I wanted to be Ramsey Noah. Like, kukiwa na watoi kama wako society, mimi ndo nitakuwa ninawasave. Pole pole tu, that passion grew, ikakuja tu hivyo, nikapata like life yangu imekuwa everything to do with film. Because nataka kufunza society, siwezi wafikia, but if I feature in that film, itafikia a very big audience. Na kuna msee kama mimi mwenye ataguzwa, afanye kitu poa. So that's my inspiration.
Okay. Most people view the world as black and white, but for filmmakers, I think it's different. How can you say it's a typical day for you guys? How is it different for you guys? You see different possibility every time. Everywhere you walk, you see a possibility. How is that? How did that come? How is that mindset?
I'll say that the society is changing, and every day there's a new culture that is being introduced. And if we don't educate our audience about a different culture, so we are using film just to say this is actually what is happening. You've seen certain kind of films are like prophetic in a way, right? It's because they try to foresee a certain culture. They're trying to foresee a certain kind of belief or something that is going to happen in a couple of years. So on a typical day, we try to brainstorm about life, because you'll find we are not just filmmakers. There are things we are passionate about behind film. You'll find somebody's passionate about cooking, like Patricia has a place for cooking. Emoji has a different kind of passion as well. So you find everyone has is grounded in a particular kind of culture that he wants to portray in a particular film. Because every script that we have is unique. We try to educate our audience. You need to watch out for this, because if you don't watch out for this, it's going to catch up with you, or something coming up new that you need to know. Like, I wanted to take a particular example is The Last Human, the script that Ryan scripted, produced, and also directed. One of the things that stand out in that particular film is that in as much as we have the COVID in the country, but if you don't watch out for particular issues that people undermine, at some point it will catch up with the entire society, that because we might end up with only one person. You get it? It's like wiping an entire generation. Yeah, and then we also get an aspect of people getting to understand a particular disease. Others don't understand it. So that is what we try to come up as filmmakers here. Yeah, purposes.
Okay, all of you, okay, individual, each and every one of you has an individual interest and individual specialization. How is it helpful in the production of Filamu Mitaani as a whole? Like, for example, you say you're mostly, sometimes you're a director, you're an actor, you're a cook, you're a fashion. You are a comedian, right? Photographer, you are executive producer, director, actor. How do you merge all these roles to form one good show?
And let me go first. So, for me, I'm really passionate about business, and to be more specific, food business. As much as I'm also passionate about fashion, which I try and bring out when we have like a film, being in charge of wardrobe and dressing the actors and the actresses. In the cooking part, when we have, we have to eat to have that energy. So when we have like a film that is running, or we are shooting somewhere, I try and organize and make sure these guys have something to eat, on time, and also good food.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a comedian, how have you contributed? Leave alone the production part. I want you as a comedian.
Wow. Okay. Truthfully speaking, when we are on set, I don't even see the comedy part of me. I'm always a very different person. We don't laugh. Pastor. Yeah.
So, as a producer.
Okay. I'm more of a director, I'd say. I write scripts. That's what So I'd say, okay, the film makes us merge. Okay, we need each other.
Yeah.
There's a production. There's actually pre-production, production, and post. And in order to have that film, that thing that people watch out there, these three parts, they have to be like this. So we have director, we have the casting director, we have the script writer. So one person can't work without the other. You get? So they can't shoot a film if a casting director doesn't cast. So me as a casting director, I have to cast for Ken to direct. He cannot like shoot an empty space. Yeah, there has to be people there. Yeah.
So as a photographer, I remember we were shooting Obsession, right? Yeah, and we ran out of cash in terms of budgeting of the film, and then Ken came up with an idea, and then your photography, yes, we can actually, let's get some clients, we do some photography, and then the cash that we get, we can now at least chip in and fund the project, the film project. So that's what we did in Obsession, yes, and I think it helped us. Exactly. We raised some cash through that, and so I take it as an achievement. At least my role as a photographer is seen in Filamu, at least in some of the projects. Yeah, that's all I can say.
First, niseme hallelujah. Wow. Can you take up another person? I think they're just saying what you need to hear. Take up another person.
Okay, so I'd say me as a director, when you come on set, at times, we do get scripts, and then at times most of us are always not in school at the same time, so we kind of have to fill in for those who are not in school. So whenever we need to do a film and we are lacking a director, that's why I come in. So I multitask from the director of photography to directing of the film itself. And also when it comes to editing, at times when the two of us get overwhelmed with work, me and Ken, we always share the work so that we can be able to deliver to our audiences on time.
Okay, for me, as an actor, my major contribution is to ensure that the scriptwriter and the director wanapata character mwenye walikuwa wana aim for, because vile imoja imesema nategemea director nategemea producer tuna like ndio huyo character apatikane, lazima okay, sitaki kutumia that word but lazima cast awe hapo. So that's my role. Sometimes ina take part kwa technical it's like Ken akiniambia pato wewe ndio kwa hauko wewe sio cast, uje utusaidie utapsap itakuwa hapo. So in case kuna anything to do financial, Ken akipiga simu aseme wewe tunataka tuchange pesa hizi na hivi ndio tu facilitate project fulani na fulani, I'm always there. That's my contribution.
Wow. When I think my role is basically a leader. At some point we get to kuna authoritative, mtu anakuwa authoritative na kuna mwenye anakuwa just a leader, yeah. So basically delegating the roles, because you as an individual you cannot make it on your own. So you find that each and every one of us najua the skill set yake. I know their strength, I know their weaknesses, I know how to manage them. So at the end of the day, overall vision and the implementation of that particular project lies with me, but at some point I have to delegate and ensure that it continues no matter what. So we have the financial side of that particular project, we have the manpower of that particular project, so we ensure that project imemalizika. So because if it fails at the end of the day, doesn't matter the person I'm given, but it's about me looking at, am I accountable to what I had started? Because I might start, but if I don't motivate my team. So what I always do, I try as much as possible to motivate this particular team. So that is what enables us to be successful at the end of the day. Yeah.
You mentioned all of the this particular university, right?
Yeah.
In a particular academic year, you find over 14,000 students surviving. How is it that in this vast land you came to just appoint specific people and decided they're going to be the team of Filamu?
It's about resilience. You know, you cannot. There's a quote that says that better an egg that is broken from inside than an egg that is broken externally. One, I love somebody who's motivated inwardly, and I love to inspire someone inside, not from the outside, because when you push people to work with you, or you coerce them to work with you, at the end of the day you get to lose them, because at the end of the day they are human beings. I can make mistake. I have my own weaknesses. I have my own strength. So I get to understand these people. What are they passionate about? And when they come to me that they want to work with me, I have to tell them the truth. This is what I can do for you, and it has to be truth. At the end of the day, if you don't like it, you say, okay, I'm not working with this particular person. So I get to understand what do they want, and then how can I help you achieve that? And then this is what you want. Okay, we'll work with you. You will do this. I will do my part. And at some point, we get to a level whereby we've achieved that particular goal. So what next? So that is always the question that we always do. After project is released, what next? Because we have this coming in, another one coming out. You have money coming in, you have money coming out. So what next? So that is what has made us to be who we are, and that's a culture that you have built here. Getting to understand this is the truth. If anytime a module will come up with an idea, Ryan will come up with an idea, I will tell you, we really don't have money at this particular point to do this particular project. Let's take 2 or 3 weeks, organize ourselves. So how is our financial side? Because I get to understand at a point, I got to understand that it's not about the skill set that you have, but the knowledge that you have in that particular industry that will make you be successful. You can be a good director, but do you understand the financial side of being a director? Because if you're being a producer, that is the most important thing. So when I crafted that kind of a system whereby we have film, so we figure out, is there money going to be needed? Okay, there. Because that's what they will always ask me, do we have money? Do we have food? Kwa set. So that is kitu wao wananiuliza. If it is there, then we move to the next level now. Do we have the cast? Do we have the script? Do we have the camera?
I'm going to cut you short.
Yeah.
So that is a perspective.
Yeah.
But each and every team member had a different reason for joining the Filamu Mitaani team, right? I think I would appreciate if each and every one of you will actually share why you want to join this team.
Can I go first?
Yeah, you can go
Okay,
first.
so actually, when I was joining campus back in 2018, I was studying to do media science that I had no idea about. And then, so I get to meet Ken. was our class rep, and then he had some idea. He had been in Shamba Shepa TV show, so at least I knew that pairing up with him, I'd get to gain some knowledge, because even so, I knew coming to campus, like most of the things you get to learn by yourself, not actually from the new school work you're getting.
What about you?
Okay, I think amongst these guys, I joined Filamu last, and personally, I was looking for people that I would work with on a project. I've been to some other production companies, being headed by other students, but I couldn't get what these guys had. These guys are a family, and when I joined, I felt like they were a family. They made me part of them, and they listen to you, they analyze your idea, and there is professionalism at its peak. And having people that you can work with and feel like, you know, you have a family and these people understand you, and at the same time, there's a lot of indiscipline in a lot of groups or a lot of teams. This is the team that I've worked with that has been the most professional, and I appreciate that so much. And these are guys that support you. For instance, for me being a person that has a business, having these guys support me, coming to my place, eating there, you know, these are true friends. These are real people. These are a family, like you don't want to let them go. So being with them and joining the group and working on a film and realizing, oh, these guys are actually different, made me want to stick with them like to the end. Yeah.
Okay, someone once said that, someone I don't know their name, once said that another day is a day closer to achieving your dreams. So, and how about this another day you have people that are actually there, that actually see the dream, they don't see theirs. So, ule anatakuwa actors, probably DOP, director, photographer, DOP, producer, actor, director, you get. So how about you have people who can drop other things to kind of push you. People who have this type of mindset, whoever reaches first, what to happen. You get? So, yep. So these are the people. That's why I'm here.
For someone who would want to view your work, which platform would you consider the most? Will you refer them to?
Basically, most of our content is in YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I think that's where you will see our content. But we promise them very soon, God willing, we'll be on TV.
Okay. What's your handle page?
Yes, Twitter at Filamu T, Instagram Filamu Mitaani TV, YouTube Filamu Mitaani TV Kenya, Facebook Filamu Mitaani TV.